Morning, friends. It's Katie Steinberg here down at the beach. Hold on, I gotta move so you can see this. It's a pretty spectacular morning out here, and that feels so contrary to how I'm feeling. To kind of the way that this place had just been rocked by 2 hurricanes. A lot less sand out here. There's a lot of places that are struggling, a lot of damage up and down the beach. And the ocean is incredibly different than it was just a few days ago. Just calm and gentle and sort of soothing. And when we know it just, ate the land, ate people's homes, endangered hundreds of people, if not thousands. And a lot of it's just got me thinking just how it doesn't feel fair sometimes, Like, I think about First Presbyterian Church in Daytona that took $250,000 of damage from Ian, and then just beginning to sort of formulate the plans of how we might come back from that, and we get another hurricane, and it feels kind of unfair. And just whatever your personal life circumstances are, this image of clawing your way out. And you just start to think you're making some progress, and it feels like you slip back down into the mud, and that's tough, and it doesn't feel fair, and it doesn't feel right, and it certainly can provoke questions about who is this God person that would allow this to happen, whether it's my life or the church or the city, or looking out across the world and seeing atrocities and injustice running seemingly rampant. Or maybe the elections provoked that for some of you. How could this happen? And it just seems not fair and not just. That's the way my brain always ends up framing it, right? Because if I can make it a justice issue, then I can fight about it. Not fair, I just feel like a toddler. But it's both. And trying to squash those feelings by thinking in terms of sort of prosperity gospel or theological, placations is not useful to me. It just makes me feel worse, right? Like, oh, pray bigger, believe more, have faith, whatever. So I don't think we're supposed to quell our feelings with platitudes and theology. I think we just have to have our feelings. And I think maybe somewhere underneath that deeper, quieter place, the more knowing, true place, also knows that, just as this ocean was this big, churning, dangerous mess just a few days ago, and now it's this calm, soothing place, that whatever is that churning isn't gonna last forever. When things feel unfair, I have to wonder if I haven't zoomed in too close and just hand-selected the pieces, made the equation small enough so that it doesn't equal out, It was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He said, the arc of history is long, but it bends towards justice. So maybe that's part of the answer is zooming out. On a long enough timeline, we begin to see how even the most horrific atrocities and challenging natural disasters can yield something positive. I really hope me nor any of you get into the sticky work of trying to interpret that God does disastrous things to make us better people or something, because that's flawed. Don't do that. Gross. And with a long enough timeline, things just start to kind of make sense, I think. The things that seemed unfair. If I look back in my life over the last 4 decades, a lot of the things that seemed so wrong in the moment were pivotal towards steering me in a new direction. Knowing that doesn't mean you get to avoid the pain of right now, of feeling the unfair, the unjust, the this isn't right, it doesn't, it's supposed to be this way, like all those thoughts. So let me just say it's okay to have those thoughts, and it's not an indication of your strength of faith or trust or any of those things. If we can accept where we are now, we're gonna lead from a more honest place to where we're headed. So it's just a mess right now, right? And that's okay. It's okay. We've had messes before. And there will be a way through. And as long as you need to sort of cocoon and lick wounds and take care of yourself in the midst of the hard stuff, do that. That's also okay. Trust you to know what you need. And then we will trust the bigger picture that the sun will rise again, the ocean will calm, and there will be a next right step. We don't have to rush to it either. So let's pick up the pieces and connect with people, do the things that nurture you. And then we'll know the next right step when we see it. There'll be a way. Even when it's not fair or doesn't feel fair. Appreciate spending this time with you all. Grace and peace, friends.